In Kigali, memory is not abstract, it is physical. The Kigali Genocide Memorial is not simply a museum, it is a burial ground. Beneath these landscape grounds lie the remains of around 250,000 victims of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. You walk past mass graves sealed in concrete and glass. Flowers rest quietly on top. Nearby, a wall of names stretches further than you expect. Each name is a life. Each life ended in roughly 100 days. The memorial does not begin with machetes. It begins with preparation, colonial identity cards, political propaganda, language that slowly turned neighbors into enemies. It makes one point very clearly. The genocide was not chaos. It was organized. The architecture here is restrained. The tone is controlled. You are meant to move slowly, to read, to absorb scale. There is no spectacle, only evidence and recognition. Across the city, the Campaign Against Genocide Museum tells a different story. Here the focus shifts. It documents the advance of the Rwanda Patriotic Front, the military campaign that stopped the genocide in July 1994. Where the memorial centers loss, this museum centers action. The Hôtel de Mille Collines became known worldwide. Hundreds sought refuge there during the genocide. It was a place of survival, but it did not stop the killing. Outside those walls, the genocide continued. The hotel represents protection for some, not intervention for all. Camp Kigali is different. This building still carries bullet impacts. In April 1994, 10 Belgian United Nations peacekeepers were captured there. They were tortured and killed. Their deaths changed everything. Belgium withdrew its forces. The United Nations reduced its mission. Inside Rwanda, the message was clear. If peacekeepers could be killed without reinforcement, civilians would not be protected. Camp Kigali remains, not as symbol, as fact. The walls still show what happened, and that fact has never been removed.